Today, all I wanted to talk about was some tips and tricks that got me from these nails to these nails. To give you some insight into my nail chemistry as a whole, I have very sensitive nails and very sensitive skin. Things make my nails split, break, peel, all of that fun stuff super easily. And throughout the years, I've figured out some ways to prevent that or help with that. And I want to just pass on some of that knowledge to you. Okay, first tip. I know a lot of people aren't going to like to hear this, but shorten your nails. Wear your nails short. Every time I've tried to grow out my nails as someone who has very weak nails that split and break easily, long nails are the bane of my existence. It could literally be a piece of hair getting caught on the side of my nail, breaking my nail. It can be just me trying to grab a spoon from the drawer and accidentally banging it against the drawer. That'll break my nail. And sometimes it's not even a clean break. Sometimes just the bending of the nail causes the top layer of my nail to like peel off the rest of my nail. So either way, it boils down to shorten your nails. I know a lot of us love to have the look of longer nails, but for the health of your nails, it's better to just shorten them. I have seen people say don't clip your nails off and only file them to shorten them to help with some of the splitting and cracking. I personally have not found that being an issue for me. You just have to be careful when you are clipping your nails, if you do use clippers, to not like bend your nail as you're clipping it. Tip number two, OPI Nail Envy has saved my nails. I know there are a variety of nail treatments, nail serums out on the market, but I have personally found that OPI's Nail Envy has done wonders. It is a sealing treatment, so essentially it helps keep all of the different nail bits and pieces together. You can use it as a daily treatment for a short period of time. The instructions say you can use it twice a day for I think it's about a week if you are trying to do like an intensive treatment. Or if you're just doing maintenance and upkeep, you can do it once a day for a few days and then move on to your next manicure. I like to do like 1 or 2 days, 3-ish days off between my manicures. And for each of those days, I will put OPI Nail Envy on just as maintenance. And then I'll put a layer of OPI Nail Envy on before I go and paint my nails so that I have it kind of underneath all the nail polish, protecting my nails. You do have to wait 10 minutes though. If you do put Nail Envy on before you go and paint your nails, leave it on for about 10 minutes so that you can actually have it seep in. Tip number three, Vaseline. I know there's a lot of talk about cuticle oil and which one's best for you, whether it's jojoba oil or argan oil or something with like vitamin B. I personally have found a lot more success just using Vaseline. Keep a tub of it next to your sink. Whenever you wash your hands, just take the tiniest bit of Vaseline and apply it to your fingers, apply it to your nails. I have found that Vaseline seals off my nails much nicer than cuticle oil does. And I think it simply has to do with the texture of cuticle oil versus Vaseline, because the Vaseline smooths everything out versus the cuticle oil, you want it to absorb as quickly as possible. And I just personally like the feeling of Vaseline a lot more than the cuticle oil on my nails when I'm trying to improve the health of my nails. I think there is a con to the Vaseline, which is the texture overall is not going to be the greatest because you are dealing with Vaseline at the end of the day. But for the sake of my nails, I like using Vaseline. So those are some of the tips and tricks that I had for just maintenance when you don't have anything on your nails. If you are prepping your nails to do your next mani, few thoughts. One, just like I mentioned with Vaseline, I actually like applying some Vaseline and Nail Envy. So the process that I go through, number one, don't dry out your nails. So I don't use a nail prep solution. I don't take alcohol to my nails. I don't do any of that. That methodology works really well if your intent is to just keep your manicure on for as long as humanly possible. I am trying to prioritize my nail health, which means I don't want nail polish to stick to my nail plate as strongly as it could if I were to go the route of like dehydrating my nails, cleaning it with alcohol, doing all that stuff. When I go to paint my nails, step one, I put on the OPI Nail Envy. wait 10 minutes. Then I take a teeny, 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 tiny bit of Vaseline, apply it across my nails in a thin, thin layer, and then I'll take a lint-free wipe and wipe it all down so that to the touch, it just feels like a normal nail with nothing on it. And that really preps it so that I have the protection of the OPI serum on my nails, as well as a little bit of moisture and a little bit of protection with the Vaseline. Be careful with the base coat that you use as well. I've gone through a few different trial and error periods with picking the right base coat. If you pick a base coat that is strongly advertised as this will maintain your manicure for 3 weeks straight, or it's for additional adhesion, even for example, like Orly Bonder base coat, those are formulated to lock onto your nail plate as much as possible. For me personally, my nails are really, really sensitive. And if I have a base coat on that's going to be locking onto my nail plate, it's going to rip everything up with it. I tend to go for base coats that do not advertise long wearing, that do not advertise adhesion, that do not say rubberized whatever. Personally, I use the Cuticula Silk Base Coat. It does say that it helps maintain your manicure. However, I have found that it's offset because it also claims to protect against splitting. It claims to help just generally the health of your nails. And it isn't just like how Orly Bonder base coat, for example, advertises it just as a rubberized, sticky base coat that's going to keep your nails on for as long as possible. For day to day, I also have 2 tips. The first one, wear gloves. I think oftentimes that is an underutilized tip. Wear gloves when you anticipate doing something with water for an extended period of time. If I'm just going and like washing some fruit, for example, rinsing off some fruit, I'm not gonna wear gloves. That's fine. But if I'm going to be doing dishes and putting dishes away, I will wear gloves because the water seeps in. And again, water changes the structure of your nails. It changes the malleability of your nails. And if you have a polish that's dried on and has cured in that position, if your nails move and your nail plate, the top of your nail is stuck to the polish that's not moving, something has to move. That something is what's causing the surface damage to your nails and causing it to peel and come up. Wear your gloves. Be careful what you're doing when you have nail polish on, and just generally be careful with your nails. Try not to use your nails as tools in the sense of like trying to open up a package with your bare nails, stuff like that. Protect your nails. And then the final tip that I have is remove your polish earlier than you think you need to. The issue with the surface damage that you experience is because your nail plate, your finger underneath the polish bends and moves in real life. The polish itself has cured into a hard cast. If the cast is not moving and it's attached to your nail plate, but your nail plate and your finger are moving with it, it's going to cause movement and friction between those 2 layers. So generally speaking, I say take your nail polish off within like 3 to 4 days, push it to 5 maybe, but after that you really should be removing it. Something that helps remind me when to actually remove my nail polish is using scented top coat. So once the scent has kind of dissipated from my hands, that is a signal for me to go and remove my nail polish so I don't cause myself surface damage. If I do see surface damage, then I go in with extra care and do some like oil soaks, for example. But really it's prevention is key here so that you can maintain the health of your nails. If you do have damage, it took me a couple of months to grow damage out before I got to a state where I felt like my nails on their own were just healthy and smooth and no longer rough. I just wanted to quickly chat about how I got my nails from being peely and cracked and not great to a state where they feel really nice and comfortable and I can still regularly do manicures and have fun with my nail polish. That's all for me. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Yep, that's all I got.